you'll see people come out of character.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Right.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
so with my dad, oh man,
Woo.
good old Mr. Donald Moore.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm touching in with him right now. I love my father, man.
Mm.
I'm a Williams, so I got my mom's last name.
Mm.
But my father, I've always respected him, always loved him, always wish I had football time with him, or worked on a car, or did something with him. He may have been there when I was like maybe 1, 2, 3 years old, maybe I don't remember. But my father, he was supposed to marry my mom when I was young. Not just coming from me, that's coming from my whole family. My mom as well too. They were supposed to get married, and he was going to King College. You know King College over in Union.
Yep. My friend.
Um, he was going there. He was doing very well. Had 2 cars at the time. Um, just ladies, man. I hear all good things about my father, and very smart, honor roll guy, very intelligent man. So I guess that's what he attracted. Why he attracted my mom. My mom was from Florida, and came up here to Jersey. And however they met, they got together. But and here they got a seat, they got a nut, and I'm the nut. But they were supposed to get married, and everything was good around that time. It's going back in the 80s. I'm an 85 baby, so this had to have been like 89, 88.
Ooh.
So my father, he would go to New York and party with my cousin's father. He was a friend of the family who got with my father's sister, my aunt Cindy. She passed away last year. God bless her soul.
Rest her soul.
And my father still don't even know that she passed.
Wow.
I don't think he knows. So man, I just thought about my aunt. That just took me for a second.
Yeah.
So with that, my father, he started hanging around some guys in New York. He was with Fred. Fred was the husband of my aunt Cindy. So him, Fred, my cousin, big cousin Kenny. These guys used to run in packs back in the day, and they would go hang out in the city. After all they did the smart thing all the week, handle work, whatever. They'll go out to the city, get some weed or whatever the case, smoke. And my father, I think he had a bad trip because they done got something from a guy out there one night. And whenever they smoked, my father wasn't the same since. He became schizophrenic. And then he started doing a lot of things where, it's just the stories. I wasn't around to see it.
Yeah.
But I still talk to the cousin, which is his cousin, which is my older cousin. He checks in with me, but he was so close to my father that I think he checks on me. Like we just talked this morning. He's a truck driver as well too. So we always talking, but he comes with that spirit of like, man, you are just like your father. At your age, we were bugging when I was your age. That's the energy in the conversations, because he loved my father. And so whatever they smoked, my father had a bad trip. He started being violent in the house with my grandmother, because anyone that's schizophrenic, they could say one thing and don't remember, or they become liars, pathological liars. My father was stealing money from my grandmother, and he was I think he actually put his hands on her one time. I think I'm not sure. I don't want to make that a fact, but there's been some things where those older women, the older generation, they hold a lot in, so they don't discuss everything that go down. Whether they got their butt kicked, they don't tell everything. Especially, I didn't find out all the details about my father until I was like maybe 23, 24. They will always tell me he's in a facility getting right, or he's in a facility, he's here and it. But I discovered the real truth. That facility was, I guess, like some type of like a crazy house or whatever. Maybe not a crazy house. I don't know what they call it, but he's in Right now, he's in,
In an
I think it's
institution?
Islington, Woodbridge, in that facility.
It's an institution.
It's an institution
Mental.
over there by like Broadway Ave. You know Jono, over there by like Broadway Ave, Avenel area.
Mm-hmm.
That facility. I think he's over there. And my aunt gave me the information. They found them because when my grandmother had dementia, she lost information to all that stuff to get in contact with him. So my aunt did her sister did her diligence and found all the information for me. Mm-hmm. And she just told me like a couple of weeks ago, if I want to get in contact with him, we could go take the ride to go see him and all this stuff. And I think during this time, when she first offered it to me, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go see him, this and that. And then I took a step back, like some weeks, like, am I really ready to go see him? Mm-hmm. Not that I'm mad at him or anything like that. Like, do I have everything that I want to say to him ready? Mm-hmm. Like, am I going to be the one to tell him about Aunt Cindy? Am I going to be the one that, like, it's just so much, even now as I'm talking to you. Mm-hmm. But I think by me talking to you, you haven't heard a hateful bone or anything hateful come out my mouth about my father, though.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I am his blood. I am his son, no matter what he did. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. Whoever listening, it doesn't matter. Let me say it again. It doesn't matter. You're changing the game. Mm-hmm. So take that weight off your heart so you could change the game further.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So guess what? You're still here. You're supposed to do it better than what you experienced.
Better. I tell my son, I want you to be 5 times better. I tell him this on a regular. I want you to be better than me. Everything I'm showing you, I want you to conquer and be better. I'm showing you how to change these tires, how to go ahead and use these tools. I'm showing you how to cook these meals. I'm showing you how to take care of yourself. And don't be, of course, you have to rely on your mother and people for now because you're still at an age. But I'm teaching you independence to not rely on certain things that's going to cause deficiencies for you if you don't even know how to move, or if you're too lazy to want to implement the move.
I'm gonna tell you something out here, Spirit. So
one more thing. A lot of people want to hang on to that hatred for their fathers because it gives them a story to ride on, and they want to feel important riding off that story.
Right. I'm gonna tell you
let it go.
Let me tell you something out here, Fear. So it's not so much the words that you prepare for him. It's going to be your presence in front of him that's going to make the difference for him and for you. Let me say it again. So it's not so much the words that you're going to have prepared to say for him, but it's going to be your presence in front of him that's going to make a difference between him and you, because it's going to melt away years of the absence of him not being there. So what I sense is, while you may not, you're good with your father, it's going to be good with your father once you see him. Let me say that again. You're good with your father, but you're going to be like, yo,
good.
I'm good.
Right.
Because what you're going to do is, what happened is you're going to look at your father and you're going to, what's going to happen? You're going to hear these words. You're looking into a mirror. And what happens is you're going to see him and say, words. Sometimes we're looking for words to say to people and I got to say that, I got to do this. And we realize that our presence, remember, we talked about earlier this week, we need to see the Father's voice, but his voice is calculated into his what? His actions. So your actions as you being a father to go see your father is going to melt away I see a gap, and it's going to be like closed up.
Like nothing ever happened.
Right. Because you're going to, the empathy, is that the right word? The empathy is going to kick in. You're going to be like, wow.
Just the older version of me. How can I be mad at him?
But
like
you're the older version, but you're the version of him that could have been. But like we said, We're just talking, right?
We just talking.
We just
And just
talking.
hearing that, I wonder how that would make him feel. Because that, what you just said to me, just like, I have so much respect for him. I would never want to cross the line to say that I'm like.
I mean, can I tell you that there's a time and a place for everything? Your experience had a time and its place to bring you to every particular moment that led you to this particular place right now. Any change or deviation, whether it was positive or negative in the past, might not have resulted in you even participating to hear the words. You see what I'm saying? So everything has a time and a place. And there's no mistakes in the world, okay? Just because the negativity may have damaged or impacted you, it's not a mistake. It was meant to build your character and get to this point and pass it forward.
Yes.
This is the whole lesson. The real lesson is not to keep focusing on the past, but to make sure it doesn't happen to the future you can control for your own child.
Right.
Your son. Wow, when you said that, man, now you made us tap in because the portal been open. Now you're gonna make us tap in.
Tap in because we gotta talk about them spiritual fathers.
That your son is going to benefit from you going to see your father because it's going to bridge a gap inside of him without words. Let me say that again. By you making the step to go see your father and be in his presence, he look at you, you can him, you're going to come back a different individual, even when it comes to your relationship with your father. It's like it's going to be like, it's like going to be an aha moment. It might not come like this, it may not come right here, right there. But it's going to happen. And your relationship with your son is going to go to another level. You think you have a relationship with your son. You have not. How can I say? I got to use the scripture. Words cannot explain. You have not tasted or even felt the relationship that you can have with your son until you do this thing with your father.
I didn't scratch the surface yet.
No.
Yeah, all these years. I mean, you've been here about 15 years. I thought I'd felt something by now.
There's many more to go.
No, when you said that, John, I hear many moons.
Telling you.
All I want is the best for him.
It can only get better from here. Okay? Why would you take the time to put yourself in self-development if you didn't expect more out of the situation? It's gonna come. There's more to come. And the best is yet to come.
I might just, when I see the old man, I just might feel like a kid and put my head on his chest and just hug the old man.
Yeah, but see,
I ain't gotta say nothing, man. Let's talk about these sports.
That's what you feel comes naturally, right? The resentment doesn't have a place because it doesn't have a purpose. There's no value in it.
None. Even when my mom tried to harbor that stuff and throw it at, I knew she was coming from a different place.